Hi there lovelies, welcome back to another Lillbits Studio vlog. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Karen and I'm the owner of a small stationery type business. I currently sell online on 2 platforms, that's Etsy and more recently my own little website on Shopify called Lillbits.shop. Okay, before we get too far into today's vlog, I have something so exciting to share with you, and they arrived yesterday in the post and I just can't believe it. The quality is amazing. It's so much better than I could have imagined, and so many, I'm not talking hours, I'm talking months, weeks, probably nearly a year's worth of effort has gone into making this product, from designing the initial little mice all the way through to laying it out. I even made like little mock-ups out of paper to see how it would look. So without rambling too much, because if you don't know me, I'm a bit of a rambler, sorry about that. But let's now unbox and have a look at them. I have opened them up, I just couldn't wait. So I'm going to show you what it is and what it looks like. So let's come and have a look, shall we? Okay, I put you on a bit of an angle, so hopefully we can like move you around and things like that. But here's the box they came in. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take one out for you. To give you an idea, I need it for my desk. That's a bit of a clue. Okay. Bear with me a minute. And it comes wrapped like this. And these are my first ever, sorry about the rustling there, gaming mouse pad. Yay! That cut out of the way. I'm going to actually open it up, and it's a lovely size. It's 80 centimeters by 40 centimeters, and it just fits. It fits my desk perfectly. Now, even though it's called a gaming mouse pad, I'm literally going to use it to package all my orders up on. Okay, so now let's take you off this little stand and we'll give you a really close look. Right, so here is the mouse mat, and now we're going to zoom in a little bit closer. Please excuse my cord, by the way, and give you a better look. I might zoom a little bit so you can see. So this is the edging. So it starts with the Happy Mail mice, with a little snuggle mouse, and the colours are unbelievable. I can't believe the colours. We've got a little dandelion mouse. I've also put the, just in behind here, you've got some shadows. I've dropped shadows, see my hand shadow. And they've showed up so clearly and carefully. You've got a little daffodil mouse down there. The 2 little daisy mice with their butterflies. And then finally, we've got the little sail away mice. Let me come a bit closer for you on that one. And there's a little lily pad with a flower. I absolutely can't believe it. So it's got, if I show you the back, it's got non-slip rubber, but even the stitching detail around the edges is so beautifully done. But yeah, so please let me know what you think, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. But yeah, I'm so super proud, and that is my first ever gaming mouse pad. Okay, so I'm back, but I'm also going to hold it up for you. Sorry, I think I'm zoomed in here, but it's so lovely. I just can't, if I roll back a bit. Wow. I can't believe how big it is. And yeah, I mean, I'm so pleased with it. You can probably tell by how excited I am. But they're going to actually, if you wanted to pick one up, they're part of my current Kickstarter. And as of filming this, there are only 3 days left. So if you wanted to pop over Instagram, you can do the links, or look for Mice Collection over on Kickstarter. And you can actually go along and back it as a single pledge. I think they're £20, only connected to the Kickstarter. Okay, I'm going to, because I'm so pleased with them, I'm going to order some more. I'm probably going to put a pre-order listing. I'll talk to you about that in a little bit, because I'm going to be part of an online market. Now the pre-order listings are going to be more expensive because I wanted to give the Kickstarter people more of a discount, and also the pre-order listings are not going to be here before Christmas. But if you really wanted one of these for Christmas, you'll have to pop over to my Kickstarter and just back it and place a pledge, and you can pick one up for £20. So there you go. But please let me know in the comments what you think of the little mouse pad. Some people call them mats, some people call them mouse pads, but this particular one here is going to, as of today, be a permanent little feature in my studio. I'm actually going to leave it for packing orders and just keeping it all the time out on my desk. So yeah. Okay, so moving on, what we've got happening today, something a little bit different. I'm going to package up the end of an order first because I have to get that one off to the post office, and then what I thought I'd do is a comparison between Etsy and Shopify. If you watched my vlog last week, I did promise you I would do this. So I've been part of Shopify. I've had a store on Shopify for 3 months now, and I've also been on Etsy since October 2019. So now that I've had 3 months being on both platforms, I thought it might be quite useful for some people, and I definitely found it useful for myself to do a comparison of the 3 months. So I did end up doing August, September and October as of the 29th. Okay, which is today. So I decided, even though I opened my Shopify store on the 31st of August, I did definitely take that whole month. I had to pay a fee anyway, so it's £25 a month is what I pay on Shopify. I had to start paying that anyway to make sure that it was okay and I could test the store and everything. So even though I really only had one online selling day in August, I thought it was only fair to include August because of how much time it took me to set up the shop. If I was to put a listing on Etsy today, for example, it's all ready to go and I could just put it straight up. And the same with Shopify, but unlike Shopify, Etsy, once you've got about 5 to 10 items, they're quite easy to put the listing on and you can just start selling then and there. Where Shopify, I really enjoyed learning the back end, using the dashboard of a shop and how to put it all together, creating my own little website, and they really do make it quite useful. So that's a little bit of background information without rambling too much. But what I've done is, I'll show you here anyway. I've got a little figures sheet, so I'm going to pop them up on the screen and I'm just going to talk you through what I found, combining all of the starting gross sales to the fees, subtracting the fees, subtracting, I have to keep aside 20% for tax to pay my tax man once a year in the financial year. Okay, so I make sure that I take 20% off Shopify and Etsy sales, ready to put that in a bank account, ready to pay that. So I've also included that. I've also included the shipping fees because I think it's quite important, because it does come out of how much I make on the sales. So my customers on both sites do pay shipping. There is an argument for actually having free shipping sometimes, and you factor into the price of the items. What I tend to do, particularly with Shopify, I don't do it for Etsy because it's a little bit more complicated to set it up individually for different listings. But for Shopify, if you're a UK spend over £40, I then include free shipping. International sellers, once you spend £50, I include free shipping, because I want to kind of say thank you to people who are actually spending quite a lot of money. It is, particularly in these days, I want to say thank you, so I will factor the shipping into the price. Okay, so let's now go and have a look. I think what I'll do is I'll start with Etsy. So I'm going to pop one of these. I'll put the Etsy up on the screen. Apologies if it's me kind of talking at you, but I just wanted to break down and go through what I made from August to October. This is completely transparent. I've chosen quieter months too, so this is by no means a typical busy period, but I thought it was probably the best to show you because the figures aren't massive, but it's quite interesting to compare Etsy and Shopify. Okay, so starting with Etsy, let's pop it up on the screen for you. Okay, so apologies, I've kind of put it at the side of me, so I'm going to break it down. So for Etsy, from August to October, so that's 3 months, my gross sales, which is total sales that have had come into Etsy, total £981.93. Okay, then I have to subtract fees. So there are various fees on Etsy. I haven't listed exactly what the fees are, but to give you an idea, there's listing fees. You have to pay fees for using their shipping platform, and then there's a subscription. I actually pay the Etsy Plus subscription monthly, which works out to be around about £9. And then if I have discounts, I've also included any discounts because it kind of comes off the price that I would normally receive. Okay, so totals in fees include £271.48 is the total. Okay, and then I also subtract the shipping fees, so that's £225.19. Now the shipping fees are just purely for shipping, and I do use the Etsy platform. They actually do sorting out the customs, the tax, all of those things for the various countries, which is a definite bonus if you do want to sell on Etsy, because you don't have to worry about that side of things. And then I've also deducted the tax at 20% of the total after all the fees are subtracted, which is £100.85. So for Etsy for 3 months, that's given me a net profit of £403.44. Okay, so that means that actually that's £403.44 that I can put in my bank account, and at the moment, because we're coming up to Christmas, I'm going to use those funds to put back into creating brand new products, purchasing packaging. I thought it's worth mentioning, at the start of these 3 months, I made sure that I had all my packaging in stock. I didn't buy any new products. The mouse pads, mouse mats are actually ordered before this, okay? And so that was set aside. So this is purely everything I needed, using what's in the studio at the moment, okay? So £403.44 is a net profit for Etsy. Now, what you might be interested in is if I put up the Shopify one. What I'll do at the end is I'll put them side by side for you, so don't panic, pause whenever you feel like it to. Okay, so now let's take a little look at Shopify. The total gross sales from August to October was £760.34. So over the 3 month period, I did make less money in gross sales than I did on Etsy. But bear in mind, I actually opened my shop on the 31st of August. So it's kind of 2 months and 1 day as opposed to 3 months. But because it took me a whole month to put the shop together, probably even longer than that to be fair, I wanted to include it because I'd also had to pay the fee, okay? So less money on Shopify over 3 months. The fees, subscription, there are no listing fees, okay? Even though I put listing there, unlike Etsy where you pay 20p at the moment for every listing fee, once you list it on Shopify, you don't get charged. So if somebody buys a memo pad, for example, it just reduces in stock. You don't get charged 20p every time somebody buys something in your store. And that's one of the big differences so far between Shopify and Etsy. Okay, I've also included discounts. So if I put a discount on my Etsy store, I think I only ran it for like 3 days, or there's a background discount for the month, but people have to put the code in. I made sure that I ran it on both sides, just so that it was a fair comparison. Okay, shipping, £76.83 in shipping, and the tax 20% that I need to put aside in my bank ready to pay the tax man at the end of the financial year is £112.79. So for 3 months on Shopify, that left me with a net profit of £451.16. Okay, so now let's go and we'll put them both side by side for you. So I think you'll probably notice the biggest difference is in gross sales, okay? So I made more money in gross sales on Etsy than Shopify. However, when you look at the net profit, I actually made around about 47, apologies if I got that wrong, £47 net profit on Shopify compared to Etsy. Okay, now I am aware that the actual days of selling are different, which may have had an impact on my Shopify sales, but I'm also aware of some other things. So now I'm going to take them off the screen for you. Feel free to pause it, you can write it down. I'm very transparent, by the way. I just thought it might help some people to see exactly what the end product is, working on 2 different platforms for 3 months. So let's take those down for you and let's have a little chat. Okay, so things to consider is that you have to have time to set up a Shopify store. You have to actually also have time when you first start an Etsy store to build up your product range. A lot of people ask me how many products I first started out with, and I had 25 products, and they were mainly stickers, and I'd also had my very first washi tapes made. Okay, so the time before I opened my store in October back in 2019, I probably spent at least 8 to 9 months researching, experimenting, buying a Cricut cutting machine for my stickers, testing out different papers. So I didn't just sit down and say I'm going to open an Etsy store. Okay, so that was a lot of planning behind the scenes. Where I set up my Shopify store, I had a range of products already in place. Okay, but I had to spend time learning the back end of the store and how to set up a website. So you need to factor in time, no matter what it is you're choosing, whatever platform you want to go on, you definitely need to factor in time. Other things to consider is your social media following. Some people say, I've seen a few vlogs actually of people saying that they've managed to have, I don't know, thousands of sales on Etsy and they don't have a social media following. If I didn't have a social media following, whether that be on Instagram or you lovely people who are watching my vlogs here on YouTube, I would definitely not have as many sales on Shopify, that's for sure. Okay, because on Shopify, I have to drive the traffic myself. Etsy do say that they will drive a lot of traffic towards you. Now, if I was to, in the future, I'm going to do this again in 6 months' time, so you can have an even clearer look, and it's also going to cover my busy period, so let me know if that's something you're interested in, and if there's something in particular you want me to talk about, please do just put a little question in the comment section for me. So now my next step is using these figures and having a look at things like social media interaction. Both stores, you can have a look and see where your traffic is being driven from. Instagram is currently driving traffic to both of my stores, Shopify and Etsy. So every time I put a story on, or I post a post on Instagram, or I upload a vlog, it is starting to bring some customers, thank you very much if you're one of those by the way, to my store. So even though Etsy are bringing me traffic, I'm still bringing traffic myself as well, okay? And I mean, Shopify, part of the reason why I wanted to include all of August is when you launch a store, you tend to often have more people come. They might not necessarily buy, but more people come to your store. So I thought actually in comparison, that's quite an even spread to look at. That makes sense. I hope I'm not confusing you, by the way. And you found this useful too. I definitely have. I couldn't believe it. The biggest difference is definitely the fees, okay? So it's not unknown, it's not uncommon that Etsy have to charge a lot of fees. Now in terms of the customs, I very clearly on my Shopify store say that the customer is responsible for paying any extra taxes or customs that you may have to pay, okay? I don't have the facilities to do that myself at the moment, so I make that really, really clear. However, I've also had some customers, particularly in Switzerland, who go onto Etsy, they pay their fees and then they get charged again, because there's no guarantee, even if you're paying your fees and your taxes on Etsy, that you won't get charged again, whether it's going to America, whether it's going to a country in Europe, because any products or any goods coming into a country could be stopped at any time by customs, and that means you'll have to possibly pay a charge. So I mean, it is easier from Etsy that they take all of the VAT for UK, for example, and they take the various taxes from the different countries all over the world for me. I do really appreciate that. But I've also had to make sure that the legal side of my Shopify store, that I state really, really clearly my conditions and what happens with regards to shipping and fees and taxes, okay? So, I mean, I didn't just make it up on the spot. I researched it all. I really looked carefully. So if you're setting up a store, I advise you to have a look at things like particularly places like Germany. So I have a special registration called a lucid number, which means that I am legally allowed to sell to Germany, and I have to pay yearly a certain amount to a German authority, which covers the removal of packaging and things like that, okay? So various countries do have particular laws that you need to follow. I'm always trying to keep on top of them. Etsy are very good at letting you know if there are new laws around, okay? So because I have both stores open, I'm kind of kept in the loop, if that makes sense. So yeah, so other things to takeaway from this is I'm going to start to work really hard on continuing to promote both stores. I'm going to create some sales, particularly around the end of January, February. So I'll have a month of sales and then have a look at the comparison. That might be something you might want to do. I'm also going to start to create a lot more products and list them on both stores, so I can see what particular products different audiences are looking at. And I'm generally just going to continue with Lillbits, continue doing what I love. The mouse pads, for example, I can't wait to put them out into the wider world. But yeah, the process, I didn't want this to be too technical, and I'm sorry if it is very heavily figure based, but I did promise you all that I would do this towards the end of the 3rd month period of being on Shopify. So I really hope you found that useful. I'm not going to go on too much more about it now, but again, if you want to send me a DM on Instagram, I can answer any of your messages, or if you wanted to put a comment in the comment section, please do. Can I please say that I am by no means an expert. This is just based on my own personal experience, my own sales, my own figures, okay? There's probably lots of things that I'm doing wrong that I still have to learn about, particularly on Shopify, but I just really wanted to thank you all for your love and support. If you're one of those amazing customers who've spent some time either browsing the store or supporting financially with a monetary value Lillbits, then thank you. Okay, let's get rid of the boring stuff. I've got an unboxing of some memo pads, so let's go and have a look at those, shall we? See you in a bit. Okay, lovelies, I thought I'd do a little unboxing. I've ordered just a small amount of memo pads. I had a customer request, one of my older designs actually, so I'm just going to open it up. Oh, yeah. I get mine made at banana print, if you're interested at the moment. So this is how it comes packaged. They always give you like a little collector postcard print. Okay, oh fantastic, I need some more noodles for packaging, so have a look, move them out of the way. So these are one of my very first memo pads actually, and interestingly enough, let's just move that, it looks like for the first time that banana print are actually packaging without the plastic, so wow, that's the first time I've seen that. But here they are. Tell you what, I'll open up and we'll take one to have a look at, shall we? Shout out to the lovely Sandra who requested these to come back in stock. What I'm going to do is pop them actually probably either on Etsy or my shop. So here they are. So this is the it's a Lillbits A5 notepad. Actually the print quality is very good. Paper's still lovely and thick. It's about 120 GMS. But yeah, so what do you think? I can't wait to package that up actually and get it sent off.
I've been running most of my life, blowing smoke everywhere around. I've been searching, but I can't seem to find someone that can hold me through the night. I'll count to 10, then open up my eyes. If you're gone, I'll take it as a sign. But if you stay, then baby hold me tight and send me off with the words of a lullaby. Of a lullaby. I've been trying to make sense of it all. Send me off with the words of a lullaby. If I never see the light, I wouldn't care, 'cause I'm so perfect right here. If I never see the light, I wouldn't care, 'cause I'm so perfect right here. I'll count to 10, then open up my eyes. If you're gone, I'll take it as a sign. But if you'll stay, then baby hold me tight and send me off with the words of a lullaby. With the words of a lullaby. Send me off with the words of a lullaby.
Okay, lovely. So that brings us to the end of a slightly different studio vlog this week. I hope you found it useful. A shout out to the butterfly in my hat. I picked it up quite a few years ago actually, but I'm thinking going forward I'm going to collect a whole heap of different like hairpins, bows and things like that. So if you do sell some of those things, let me know. Pop a comment in the comment section, and I'm going to branch out and try and pick up some new hair ties and things to wear, as long as t-shirts and jumpers, I think, in future vlogs. By the way, if you wanted to go and support my Kickstarter, it's still open at the moment and it will be for another 3 days. But if you wanted to go and pick up a gaming mouse mat or some stationery goodies, enamel pins at a discounted price, now's the time to do it. I'll put the link in the description section down below. Hey, I said that word right this week. Last week that word was bothering me, but anyway. But yeah, I'm just going to sit here now and look at my gaming mouse mat for quite a while. And yeah, thanks lovelies, thanks for coming along on this journey with me. Next week we've got loads of orders to package up, and I'll have a little chat to you about the online market I'm going to be a part of. But look after yourself whatever you're doing. I'm actually going to finish with a little bit of footage of me drawing 2 brand new kind of like cute Christmas themed little cookies. So I hope you enjoy that, and I'll put some music on too. But look after yourself and see you later. Bye.
Never thought it would be so hard. I grew up without a scar, just living my life with no big worries. And I've always known what I want, just didn't know what came along. Finding myself a much less happy. Back in the days I used to dream about one day a life so amazing, not everyone judging me. Don't wanna care about them, though it hurts so bad. I wanna stay wide open, 'cause if I shut down, it just gives them right. I wanna stay wide open. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I wanna stay wide open. Can't stand to hear more today. I'm gonna lock my door and stay inside, or wait until I'm safe again. I have nothing more to put on. I'm defeated and withdrawn, just trying to understand where it went wrong. Always believe that nothing good in life is free, but it's overwhelming how people can hate on me. Don't wanna care about them, though it hurts so bad. I wanna stay wide open, I wanna stay wide open. Don't wanna care about them, though it hurts so bad. I wanna stay wide open, 'cause if I shut down, it just gives them right. I wanna stay wide open. Oh, oh, oh. I wanna stay wide open.